today with a bullet loop pulling around 4 to 5 G. In rough terms, that means 4 to 5 times the force of gravity, making the pilots and other equipment weigh around 400 kilograms in the cockpit. The aircraft you're seeing today, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pilatus PC-9, designed in Switzerland, built in Australia. The Royal Australian Air Force took delivery of these aircraft in 1990, and since then the entire fleet have flown around 60,000 hours collectively. They're used as the advanced trainer on pilot's course, as well as the aerobatic display flying you're seeing today. They're also a different colour scheme, painted all grey, used as forward air control aircraft, at Rough Base Williamtown, located in Newcastle, in Australia.
Flying these formations, it looks like they're pretty close.
That's right, Joe. These aircraft throughout the entire display will be no further than around 3 metres from each other. These pilots are using visual cues to line up with the leader's aircraft to maintain perfect position.
Yes.
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the only pilot actually looking out today and looking forward to make sure the show is done safely is roulette leader, Squadron Leader Steve Baker, who is out the front today. Every other pilot is doing nothing but looking directly at his aircraft to make sure that they are in perfect position. There are no autopilots here, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to refine hand-eye coordination.
It's really one of the incredible things on your camera, and you take a still photograph and you go back and look at it, to see that picture of everyone looking and squadron leader while he's flying.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big trust exercise amongst all of the pilots. So when a pilot's selected for a roulette position, he or she will undergo about 4 to 5 months of full-time workup training before they're safe and ready for public display. Even once they're fully established within the team, each pilot will fly around 3 to 4 days a week as roulette pilots, practicing every show before we continue seeing that come from each display. As you're right now, ladies and gentlemen, the roulettes are sitting for the Leaders Benefit Fly Past. We first led the team in 1971, making the roulettes just over 40 years old and one of the oldest continuing roulette, aerobatic display teams anywhere in the world.
Now, some of the most spectacular photographs from the Singapore Air Show have been of the roulettes, those bright, amazing colors. They serve another purpose besides just showing up at an aerobatic show like that, right?
That's right, Joe. The colour scheme, while it looks amazing, one of the main reasons we use it is, as this aircraft is an advanced trainer that we use to teach pilots in flight school. There's a lot of aircraft in a very confined area doing student sorties. So the colour scheme not only is designed to look great, but also to stand out from a long distance to help us identify aircraft visually in a fairly busy environment. So they're just pulling up for another loop, this time in the 6-pack formation. And watch over the top as they go from the 6-pack formation to the twin deck.
Yes.
Aircraft today is the PT6 engine, delivering 1,000 shaft horsepower and capable of pushing the aircraft up to around 600 kilometers per hour.
Now, I was going to say, as they go by, you'll notice as well that deep baritone voice of the planes.
That's exactly right. The PT6 engine, it's a wonderfully reliable engine, but it also sounds beautiful, not just with a single aircraft, but with 6 aircraft all purring in perfect harmony. It's a very rare and fantastic sound. As you can see, roulettes 5 and 6 have detached from the formation and are running in for the roulette mirror. Roulette 5 now inverted at 500 feet. Roulette 6 will position his aircraft directly underneath. There is no illusion here, ladies and gentlemen. Roulette 5 is directly above roulette 6. In that particular formation, formation, roulette 5, he is focusing on flying inverted and keeping height and tracking exactly right. And roulette 6 is in a very unique position, directly underneath him, straight up, and making sure that those cues are lined up with roulette 5. As you can see now, we're running in the roulette 4 screw. Roulette 1 is inverted, and roulette 4 flies barrel rolls around the rear of the formation.
Now this looks complicated, but also is a little dangerous.
It is. While we try and make the display look as easy as possible, there is a little bit of danger in the display. So through some of these displays, the pilots will actually go completely blind on the aircraft, which means they lose complete sight of the other aircraft. So when you saw roulette leader roll inverted, he completely loses sight of roulettes 2 and 3, who are directly behind and beside him. And as roulette 4 flies barrel rolls around the formation, again, he at times loses sight of the 3 aircraft in front of him. So there's, as I said before, there's a lot of trust and a lot of practice to make sure that everything goes just right. The roulettes are now repositioning in the delta formation. When they come past, you'll note that roulettes 2 and 3 are in the front row, directly next to roulette 1. They're in a very difficult position, which we call the line of rest position. So they take the visual cues off roulette leader. So they're working very hard, there's a lot of strain in their head, shoulders and neck. But again, they're doing a fantastic job today. Uniquely, all the roulette pilots are qualified flying instructors from the Central Flying School located at Radcliffe East Sale, about 2 hours drive east of Melbourne. With their roulettes armed on their displays, they're also teaching qualified pilots the art of instructional flying. They're running it now in the wedge formation for the wedge to Vulcan rollbacks. Let's listen now live to Steve Baker as he talks the team through the maneuver. And again, done perfectly by the boys. So throughout the entire display, squad leader Steve Baker, roulette 1, is the only one who guides the formation throughout the entire display. So he's giving timing cues and formation position changes, as you heard. So each pilot, while they know the display inside out, back to front, he is guiding them throughout the display to make sure everything's done just right.
Now the roulettes are 6 nearly identical planes, but the amount of flying that different pilots are doing is quite different.
That's right. So the most responsible job, obviously, is our roulette leader, but 2 of the most difficult jobs is roulette 5 and 6, particularly in the Vulcan formation that you can see here. Roulettes 5 and 6 are at the rear of the formation, the far left and right. So as they pull up for this maneuver, it's going to be a barrel roll this time. They're going to be furthest away from the roulette leader. So that means they have to fly a further distance through the air to maintain perfect position. So they're applying full power now to make sure that they don't move out of position. And again, they have to anticipate that power a long way in advance to make sure that they stay exactly where they are.
Now there's an added dimension as well with propeller aircraft, which is this one, where when you throw on power, something else happens to the steering of the plane, is that right?
Exactly right, Joe. So every time these pilots either increase or decrease power, the aircraft wants to turn left and right, and that's due to the airflow over the tail. So if you can imagine, ladies and gentlemen, every time you accelerate as you go, put the brakes on it, then wants to swerve left and right, and then put an aircraft around about 3 meters off your wing. So there's a lot of anticipation that goes into the controls to make sure that everything's exactly how it should be. So they're working very hard today. And as an aircraft in formation, they're just constantly adjusting the power and adjusting the angle of bank to make sure they're where they need to be. So it's just a continuing, ongoing process to make sure that they're exactly how they should be. And as you can see today, they're doing a wonderful job. The aircraft today, ladies and gentlemen, is generated by spraying a mineral oil and diesel mix into the hot exhaust gases where it's vaporized. This is a modification that we put onto the aircraft specifically for display flying. And there's an oil tank that holds about 30 litres and it's positioned just forward of the tail. And through a display, the aircraft will go through pretty much all of those 30 litres.
I've been watching this performance for the past week, and I thought it crossed my mind. I wonder whether you guys can add maybe eucalyptus oil to it, just to give us a bit of a scent as well.
Yeah, eucalyptus oil would be very good, make it not only look Australian, but smell Australian too. come from all different types of operational backgrounds, from the airlift group, flying the C-17, the C-130 and the Hercules, the Caribou aircraft, all the way through maritime patrol aircraft up to the very top of the range frontline fighter, the F-18 and the F-18 Superhornet.
Now, I expect that one of the things that you train for as a military pilot is to fly in a way that is not expected in terms of trying to avoid enemy and all that. How difficult is it to switch from that mode to the mode of aerobatic display where you have to fly a certain way all the time?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Every day is a challenge. Each pilot is fully trained to fly all types of weather, all types of altitudes, and all types of activities. Whereas a low-level strike mission to formation aerobatic flying you see today, we're trained in all different types. And as you can see in the middle, we've just finished the display with the Roulette Cascade. That brings us to the end of the display today. We look forward to many more displays in the future, and particularly tomorrow, we'll do one show. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Thank you and good afternoon, Singapore.
Thank you very much, Flying Officer Richard Morris from the RWDF. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we bring you to the end of this afternoon's flying display program here at the